Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here. Want to give a big shout out to our title sponsor, Walker Texas Lawyer. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, whether that be a car, truck, motorcycle accident, or some kind of other issue, hit up Walker Texas Lawyer at 713-552-1117 or walkertexaslawyer.com.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now?
Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
Brad Gilmore.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The legendary Mr. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. Great introduction.
Jessica Alba and Lizzie Mathis. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Kevin Costner joins us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
Kelly Ripa.
Brad, thank you for having me.
Comedy.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Chris Tucker is in the building. Chris Tucker, good morning to you.
Hey, Brad, and good morning to you. How are you?
George Lopez joins us right now. George, how are you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What lovely to talk to me, funny lad.
Megan Trainor.
Thank you so much, Brad. You're awesome.
Chloe Bailey joins us. I appreciate the time.
Appreciate you.
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat.
Brad Gilmore! Well, I'm so excited to be joined right now by the star of one of my new favorite shows on Paramount Plus. It's called Landman, and it takes place right here in the great state of Texas. And the Academy Award winner and star of the show joins me right now to talk about new episodes coming up this Sunday. Mr. Billy Bob Thornton. Billy Bob, how you doing this morning, my friend?
I'm good, Brad. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. You know, I woke up and I was in Texas, so it can't be too bad of a day for me. But you know what? I want to talk to you about this show because I really do love it. Not only that it takes place here in my home state, but what I love about this show is it came out a few weeks ago, and I'm a member of the Critics' Choice, and I was talking to a friend of mine who asked me what I thought about the show, and I said, man, I love it. It has all the elements of life in it. And he asked me, well, what's the tone of the show? And I said, I just told you. It's got all the elements of life in it. You know, I'm not saying that life is like Landman, but I'm not saying life is like Landman, but Landman is kind of like life. The emotions are all there in the show, and that's got to be fun to play.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, Taylor's very good at capturing, you know, regular life and, you know, when life, you know, gets heightened, you know, in certain situations. And I got to say, when I first read the script, because Taylor told me at the 1883 premiere, which I'd done a cameo in for him, I sat with him at dinner afterward, and he said, listen, I'm writing this show called Landman, and here's basically what it's about. And he explained it to me, and he said, I'm going to write it in your voice. And I said, okay, cool. And then, you know, sometime later, when he showed me the first script, it's like, wow, he did, didn't he? He got the voice, and so that's, you know, it's what he does so well. He picks the right people to play the parts and writes for them, and you know, he doesn't always have for each part somebody in mind, but he's certainly got the type in mind, you know, and one way or the other, he has a way of capturing life. Like you said, it does have, you know, every human emotion and condition in it.
Yeah, and that's what makes not only this show, but, you know, all the Taylor shows really appealing, but this one in particular, because, you know, growing up here in Houston, I mean, we used to have a team called the Oilers, so I'm familiar with these kind of folks and what happens in this world, and to me, to kind of be able to put a microscope on that, but also show that, hey, man, this guy's got an ex-wife, he's got a family, he's got a daughter he's trying to protect, a son trying to follow in his family's footsteps. Even if you don't have a connection to the oil business, you still can find a connection to this show.
Oh, yeah, because largely it's a show about the people. It's really about the people who are either directly involved in the oil business or are adjacent to it, and how they're affected, how it affects their lives. Because the oil business, it's a gamble, and you could be rich one day and not the next, and it's a very dangerous business. So this is really about how working in that world affects the people in and around it. And we never get a peek behind the curtain at the oil business, so it's, you learn a lot about it, about how it works. And I tell people it's kind of like the movie Giant with cursing. But yeah, and it's always a pleasure, to be back in Texas. The three major things I've done in Texas over the years. I mean, I've done many, but the three major ones would be Landman, Friday Night Lights, and the Alamo, and all three of those are based on things that Texans are very passionate about.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oil, football, and freedom. Those are like the three. That's almost the holy trinity, I guess, here in Texas when you think about it. Yeah. And being able to really, like I said, this show, even if you don't know the oil business, it definitely is still like a family show. I remember watching the first episode. I actually got to talk to Allie Larder about it. When y'all have that first FaceTime call when you're in the truck and you're talking to your ex-wife, Allie Larder plays your ex-wife, within 10 seconds, I saw the previous 10 years of these two's relationship. That's how well the chemistry was working between y'all. That must have been just almost an instantaneous thing, and she seems like she's quite the pleasure to work with.
Oh, yeah, Allie's awesome. I mean, I love working with her, and we do. Our relationship is just so natural. We fit together instantly, and that's the first time we'd ever worked together. And it just, like you said, that chemistry, it's either there or it's not, and it really was with us. And it's been awesome, and I feel that way about the whole cast. I mean, Michelle Randolph, who plays my daughter, James Jordan, who's my petroleum engineer who lives with me. He's hilarious. And it just, I don't know, the show just kind of fit, for me, and I love going to work every day, I'll tell you. And, I don't know if you know or not, Brad, but when I was raised in Arkansas, but when I got out of school, I moved to Houston. I lived out in Tomball.
Okay.
Just outside of town there. And I got to tell you, that place has grown up. When I lived there was nothing but a couple of car lots and a housing development.
Yeah, it's changed a lot. It's changed a lot since you were here. But, Houston's got such an energy to it, and so does Texas. And that's why I do love that Taylor Sheridan has really put a spotlight on the stories here in Texas. And I know guys like yourself and Dennis Quaid and Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson and Owen Wilson all kind of advocate for more projects coming out of Texas.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we recently did a thing that Dennis and a lot of those guys, he and McConaughey, put together. I think that's the second one we had done together, all of us. And it's an important thing because, first of all, people love shooting in Texas, and it's got everything. It's made for filming, and like I said, I've shot there over the years a lot, and have lived there off and on, and it's just I gotta say I'd love to shoot everything I could in Texas. So we're hoping it pushes through and they keep it going down there.
Well, new episodes of Landman are Sundays on Paramount Plus. You got a big episode coming up this weekend. So everybody, make sure you tune into that. Billy, I do want to ask you this before I let you go: is you're also a great actor, great writer, but also a great musician. And I've played in bands over my life as well. And I always say the few seconds before you walk through the curtain and out onto the stage are like the most exciting few seconds, I think, of a performer's life. You have this anxious need to get out there on stage, but you also have all these emotions go through you. Doubt, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? But then when you hit the stage, you love it. Is that the same feeling that you have, or am I just a different case?
Oh, Oh no, you're completely right on the money in terms of the way I feel about it. I'm just like you. I've been touring since I was 16, 17, and playing music all my life, and have played in front of very large crowds in rock festivals with anywhere from 20 to 100,000 people. And in little clubs that hold 400 or 500 people. And I have to say, to this day, I've never gotten over the nerves before I go on stage. And it's not a bad kind of nerves, as you know. It's like it's an excitement. It's a real excitement, but it's definitely nerves too. I mean, it's all kind of wrapped up as one. And I think if you weren't nervous, maybe you wouldn't have as much energy when you go out there.
Oh, I definitely think you're right. I just wanted to see if we were similar in that fashion. Well, Landman is great. It's my favorite show that's been on television this year. Taylor Sheridan is phenomenal, and you are phenomenal in it, as well as the rest of the cast. So thank you so much for joining us this morning and spending some time with us.
Well, Merry Christmas too, Brad.
Merry Christmas, Billy. Thank you so much.